Ladies and gentlemen, it's Titoclock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
It's Friday the 13th, everybody. Oh, 2020 doesn't get freakier than that, folks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Titoclock. It's me, Tita James. Behind me there's X. Hello, X. So, yeah, what's up? Oh, someone around here also is rocking the raffle dog, and all we need now is you guys. That's it. You're the only ones missing is the audience. Oh, look at this. They're pouring in. Eduardo Lim, salute to you, sir. Annie Grace Ram, well, a big hello to Mark Batika. I think it's Mac. I think I got it right. Cat Ubasa, DJ Yuzon Cortez, Henry De La Cruz. We got David Landicho, Sandy Agapito. Hello to you, Blair Candelaria, Luisa Kagalingan, Lily Ang. And who's the lucky last few, three or four? We'll run through three or four. Ooh, Mayanne. Hi, Mayanne. You're back. And Vincent Francis Fernando and Joanne Go. Hi, everybody. It's Titoclock. And, well, looking outside the window, it doesn't look like it's the same city or almost country as it was like a day or so ago. I hope you guys are staying safe and dry. I mean, really, wherever you might be, it was absolutely scary, wasn't it? I mean, even if you weren't in the center of the storm, you didn't get flooded out. I mean, it was the winds were terrible. And then, of course, seeing, all the news coming through was absolutely heartbreaking and heart-wrenching to see our fellow brothers and sisters out there just going through that. I've been through it myself, not this time. Thankfully, this time we were spared. But I've been there in Ondoy and Milenio, but mostly Ondoy will always come back. The memories come flooding back, no pun intended. It's just once you get hit by something like that, you're never really the same. There's like an internal trauma that every time it rains hard, you start breathing heavy, you start worrying, you start panicking, the anxiety builds up. So I just want you guys to know if you have been affected by it, I feel you. I wish there was more we could do. We're still looking at how we can help. That's just a little bit out of the normal because I guess the kind of help that I like to give, for those who have been following the page for a long time, they know this, but for those who are fairly new, the kind of help I like to give is not necessarily, just random fundraisers. I think you'll notice that. We don't like to, what was that? Oh yeah, no, I can't do music today. Sorry, X. So how the type of thing we like to do is it's the kind of charity that is very direct because nothing against big organized charities, of course. They have their place and totally respect that. But the brand of charity I like to get myself involved in is when you get really sort of direct to the source and it's gotten exactly to that person. So when we come up with something that I know is going to really hit the source, then I'll start shaking the can. I just don't like to do that early, especially when there's a lot of fundraisers and stuff going around. Sort of find where we are needed most, do a little fundraiser that's, among our community, and then zero in and help directly. And you guys are always welcome to join if we find a program that's going to help out these people who are really in desperate, dire need of our help. Okay, with all of that, yeah, it's really stressful, isn't it, Nadia? 30 years something in flood-prone areas does that every time. Yeah, so I guess you've been, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been hit, it never goes away. So hope you guys are now staying safe and dry. Okay, so that's about the first. Oh, where did Chris go? I saw her backstage and she seems to have gone now. Anyway, we've got a big show lined up for you. Here's just one of the prizes that we've got in store for you today. This is courtesy of our good friends of Transcend. We've also got some surprise raffles coming up later on in the show, so stick around for that. But in the meantime, we're going to cross over to Chris for the latest in headlines. Chris, what you got for us there, Chris?
Hello. Happy Friday, Tita James and fellow inmates. I hope we're all staying safe, healthy, and dry. Now, here are today's headlines. Typhoon Ulysses has weakened into a severe tropical storm as it left the Philippine territory on Friday morning. Pag-asa last spotted Ulysses 405 kilometers west of Iba, Zambales. Ulysses and the surge of northeast monsoon will bring rough seas over the seaboards of Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, and Zambales. The typhoon battered several parts of Luzon on Thursday early morning, unleashing howling gusty winds and heavy rains even in areas that have yet to fully recover from Super Typhoon Rolly. Parts of Metro Manila, Camarines Norte, Catanduanes were also flooded due to Ulysses. Comparing Ulysses to Storm Ondoy in 2009, Ariel Rojas of Pag-asa said the current weather system was stronger when it made its landfall and had more moisture compared to the latter. The PNP's latest report on death toll has risen to 26 fatalities and 15 missing persons. According to Pag-asa, the country expects one or two more storms to enter the country this month and three more storms for December. Mayor Marcelino Teodoro announced on Friday that Marikina City is now under a state of calamity due to the extent of damage brought by Typhoon Ulysses. With the state of calamity declaration, relief and rehabilitation efforts of the government and other humanitarian assistance will be fast-tracked. It will also place a control on prices of basic goods. All 47 evacuation centers in the city were full, but many families were trapped in their own homes after the floodwaters quickly rose in several areas. The water level in Marikina River went as high as 22 meters during the height of the typhoon on Thursday noon. This was only 1 meter away from the peak water level in the river during Tropical Storm Ondoy in 2009. Marikina City has deployed 50 rescue boats, but Teodoro appeals for more motorized boats to rescue stranded residents. Teodoro has asked NDRRMC for help after the national agency sent only one rescue boat. The Okta Research Group has projected a total of 425,000 to 440,000 COVID-19 cases in the country by the end of November. The projection indicates a continuing downward trend in the number of new cases recorded in the country, which already reached 402,820 cases as of yesterday. The group, composed of independent experts from the University of the Philippines and University of Santo Tomas, noted that the country hit the lower end of their projection for last month. However, Okta's latest monitoring report noted an upward trend in the number of daily cases in Metro Manila and in the entire country. It says that the current positive trends can easily be reversed if the government, the private sector, and the public become less vigilant and complacent in the fight against COVID-19. Okta said the positivity rate has reached a milestone as it went down to 5% in Metro Manila. World Health Organization recommends positivity rate to remain below 5% for at least 2 weeks before governments consider reopening. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders said on Wednesday that he would accept the job of Labor Secretary if U.S. President-elect Joe Biden asked him to join his cabinet. Sanders said that he wants to protect the working families of the U.S. who are under tremendous duress right now. CNN reported on Tuesday that Sanders has started to ramp up a campaign to become labor secretary in Biden's cabinet and is seeking the support of top labor leaders. A longtime senior labor leader told CNN on Tuesday that Sanders has personally called union leaders asking for their backing, but that his overtures have been met with mixed reactions. In public statements, Sanders spoke about his desire to lead a push from inside the Senate to send an ambitious suite of progressive legislation to Biden's desk. Biden's cabinet decisions come as President Donald Trump has yet to concede. The administration has so far refused to sign off on a key document needed to formally begin Biden's transition process. Newly appointed Lieutenant Junior Grade Christian Brian Ignacio of Philippine Coast Guard went viral online after netizens fell for his looks. A photo of 32-year-old Ignacio, which has originally posted by Roberto Gacket Jr. of Bombo Radio and then reshared by a netizen, has already garnered 10,000 reactions and 14,000 shares on Facebook. Ignacio, who is from Makati but grew up in Cavite, is the former commander of the district support group in Palawan and now the station commander of Guimaras Island. In a live virtual interview with Iloilo Metropolitan Times on Wednesday, Ignacio shared that his mandate is focused on the safety of local fishermen and passenger and cargo vessels. As PCG station commander, Ignacio said he will be strict and at the same time understanding. Ignacio shared that he was busy doing rounds at the substations in Guimaras when he learned from his colleagues that his photos went viral online. Citizens, including celebrities, came out to help those who were most affected by Typhoon Ulysses in rescue efforts or led fundraising drives. Jericho Rosales and Kim Jones brought out their surfboards to be used as flotation devices in Marikina. Actress Jenica Garcia became part of the volunteer group Alliance Search and Rescue efforts in Rizal and Marikina. Singer Donalyn Bartolome personally purchased and delivered rubber boats to be used in saving stranded people and animals. Miss Universe Philippines fourth runner-up Billy Hackinson hosted a live auction on her Kumu account to raise funds for relief efforts. Michelle Gumabao reopened her fundraising campaign Your 200 Pesos and helped distribute food to typhoon victims in Marikina. Ann Curtis, who is a UNICEF National Goodwill Ambassador, shared a link to a fundraising campaign for the organization's emergency response. Angel Locsin urged followers to donate to the Philippine Red Cross, while Bianca Gonzalez shared donation information for ABS-CBN's Sagip Ka Pamilya efforts. McCoy Dubs will hand over food and clothing items in Mandaluyong. And those were the headlines for today. Now let's have a look at the inbox. Tita James, your favorite or maybe not so favorite part of the show. Hello, hello.
Sorry, hit me, try
Tita
me,
James,
break
I
it to me
can't.
gently. How it goes.
All right, here we go. Are you ready for this? First up, we
Never
have
ready.
the flooded car of Mikey, whoever Mikey is. There we
Oh,
go.
and this is Mikey. Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's a common sight these times, I guess. Oh, I've been there. I know that feeling. I really do, and I
Mhm.
feel for the guy and whoever else got affected. My first, I guess, my first experience with this was 2002. I had just started with the magazine, C Magazine, and we borrowed an X5 when it was brand spanking new, and I lost it in a flood like that. I'll get to that story
Oh
in
my.
maybe later on in the show, but I know that feeling. I know that feeling of losing a car in a flood, and it's horrible. It's really horrible, and a house as well. Although we didn't lose the whole house, it was just a bungalow, but yeah, it
Mhm.
went up to almost knee high. Go on. What else we
That's
got there?
terrible.
Yeah, it
All
is.
right, up
It is.
next is sating two horses. If you can find
Hmm.
the two horses.
I think I can. He's holding them. Is that the kind of horses we're talking about? Are they red?
The horses are red. Yes,
I
two red
figured.
horses. Priorities these days, so that they can
I
stay
know.
warm, I guess.
Yeah, there's one guy with a plant too. He was bringing his plant around as well. I don't know if X is going to show that one too, but yeah,
Yeah,
there
we're
you
gonna
go.
show that.
There,
Yep, there we
there.
go. Plantito realness right there.
You know, it's wow. When I see things like this, see, I mean, how do you even react to this? Because there is that look at that smile. I mean, like there's going to be people who say, well, you shouldn't be. I guess it's a tragedy and all that, but it's also what makes the Filipinos so resilient as well. Is this in the face of such adversity, they can still find a way to smile like that. I mean, look at him, he's carrying his plant and that
Yep,
that that expression and all that. I don't know. It's so many conflicting emotions because yeah, it's what also saves us is our attitude towards these things. Sometimes some people say it's part of to a point of a fault, but I still wouldn't swap cultures for anywhere else in the world. Put it that way.
yeah, I
In the
agree.
fact that we still are able to see good in tragedy, and
That's
I
true.
don't see
That's
anything.
true.
I mean, it's a beautiful plant. I'm going to ask Aubrey about that plant later on because is that worth going neck high to save? I'm sure she'll probably say yes. Next up, we
Yes.
got
Yes, we have the wrapped car. So it's
Oh,
one way of
okay. I
saving
think I
your
know
car
which
from
one.
the flood.
Okay, I think I know which one this is. Pop it on. And yes, this
There
is
we
a
go.
homemade version. A few years back, like maybe 2 or 3 years back on the service road, CNN, I did a story on a guy who was selling these things. So he had actually patented this ballot system for your car. This looks like a homemade system, but
Really?
look, if it works, it works. Yeah. I mean, like you would literally put your car in a bag and
Yeah.
tie it to a post because obviously it'll float later on. So you have to tie it down to something. And it's a little bit of Pinoy ingenuity, I guess.
That's
Put your
true.
car in a bag and yeah. I mean, ideally you just get it to higher ground, but if you have no other option, this is better than what we
Yeah,
saw in the first
it
photo,
is
right?
genius. Yes, yes.
All right.
That's true. All right. Last one we got is the anywhere fitness photo.
Oh
There
boy,
we
did this
go.
get a lot. Okay, lots of conflicting ones. So apparently, this guy's a well-known prankster on YouTube. So it's not just any ordinary random photo. So there was a lot of people hating on it. A lot of people just seeing the funny side of it. Yeah, of course, being anywhere fitness, right? That's kind of crazy. But yeah, a lot of people were getting upset that why are you blocking traffic? What if somebody hit you and all that? So I guess
Yeah.
it did what the internet did what it does best. They fought. They fought about it. But what's your take on this whole thing? I won't. Let's
Uh,
leave it to you. You draw your own conclusions, along. I say
uh,
dumbbell, but
yes. It is funny
I'm
for me, but I'm pretty sure he went out after taking the photo.
Well, that's what the arguments were backwards and forwards. Some people were saying, look, like there were people there that, they literally put it there, took the photo and ran. Then other people are
Yes.
saying it's not funny, it encourages the wrong behavior. I can see both sides. I get it. But you know what? So there's a part of me that says there's so much stress to deal with. Let's just not find problems where there's not. But then I can also see that if you let it
Yes,
go, it
yes.
can grow. So good points on
I
both.
agree.
Well, how are
That's
you,
true, that's
Chris? I hope
true.
you're not too affected by the storm. I hope you didn't get
No, no, we're all pretty safe and dry here in our area. It never floods here, so we're pretty blessed.
well.
But
Thank
of
you very much
course,
for that.
we're sending prayers to everybody.
Absolutely. You
Yes.
stay dry, and we'll see you again next Friday.
All right. Thank you so much, Tito. Let's all have a good weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.
And that was Chris with the latest in headlines. Here it is now exactly 5:23, and we've got our special guest today is somebody who is miles and miles ahead of the rest when it comes, especially to her passions, and she's got many of them. And as I said in my post talking about it, she's anything but garden variety. So let's get to know a little bit more about the one and only Aubrey Miles. Woohoo! Hi, Aubrey.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Clear?
We can see and hear
Hello?
you perfectly, and we see your
Okay.
beautiful
Okay.
background as well. Can you hear us? Can you
Yes,
hear us?
yes. Yes, it's already Christmas here. I don't know. We always start early. I don't know. We just like the vibe.
Is that what kind of tree is that? Is it a real tree? Is that a pine tree?
No,
Silly
it's
question for
not.
all.
But yes, but I do have a real nobilis pine tree. It's a small one. So medyo mahal. So it's a little bit tiny. So yun lang. I have one in the corner.
Well, firstly, Aubrey, I want to start by thanking you for coming on the show. I know you're super busy, and I know also on a personal note that you kind of got also your little babies, your little plant babies got affected by some of the storm, and you had to do a cleanup. So really, thank you for making time to spend a little bit of time with the Titoclockers, we call them. So welcome to the show.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Syempre, I'm a fan of your show, and of course, we've been together in Vios, so I'm excited to
Vios
actually see
Cup.
you. Oh, Vios Cup,
And
diba?
and every day, Aubrey, every time I turn around, I see the plant that you gave. So it always reminds me of you, my little fortune
Ah,
plant over there. Why don't we start with that? Why don't we start to know about, this plant craze has gotten kind of, as with everything in the Philippines, when something clicks, it goes full viral, right? Is this a new thing, or is this something that or just people who weren't into plants are just picking up now?
You know, I'm actually glad that this happens. Not okay, not the situation, but the people appreciating plants. Because I started 10 years ago, so I started
Oh,
posting 10 years ago without wala pang Instagram. So when the Instagram started, I started posting on Instagram. So I said, "Oh my God, people are not doesn't know plants yet." So I got parang unfollow. People unfollowed me because I'm posting just one leaf, one pots and like this. They didn't understand it. So sabi ko, oh, it's okay. It's I'm posting because it's me. It's my passion. So now that it started, people appreciating plants, actually buying expensive plants. Before, when I started, wala namang ganun kamamahal na plants. So now I'm surprised that people are really fighting for, oh my God, I need that one, as if they really need it, but they want to collect it. So pretty much surprised and happy that, they like it too. So.
and not just are they going out and buying these plants, or even some of them are stealing them. That's how valuable they become, diba? A lot of these roadside places are now, houses hiding plants because it's gone crazy. All right, let's start with people who are just like me, who are joining the bandwagon, the bandwagon effect. And I guilty, Your Honor, guilty. But we're starting out and we know very little about plants. What do you normally advise people who are saying, okay, I'm going to get into this thing? Do you have a structure for them, or do you just say, go for gold, make your mistakes, and then come and talk to me later?
What's so nice about now is, I actually started doing a plant talk for companies. So always my top 5 tip to mga beginners is, first is, what's your goal? If you want a plant, what's your goal? Parang, do you want it a display? Do you want to collect, or you just want something to do because you're bored, you're alone? And then second is, do your research. What kind of plant what in your eyes, what's pretty? Ganun kasi iba. This flower is probably pretty to me, pero for others, they're like, I'm not so. I like the white ones, the variegated. They call it variegated, yung half white and half green. Third one is, like what you did. You ask your friends, like, also research, like yung mga friends that like, oh, how, ask advice. It's fine. It's not, kahit na you're saying that, oh, we just want to do a bandwagon, that's actually a positive one to do it. Parang that's okay. And then my fourth one is, if you have plants already, get the proper kit, because the starter kit, like a shovel, pots, kasi yun yung mga soil, yun yung mga kailangan mo. Ayaw mo magpanic pag wala ka. And then fifth is, don't hoard plants. Like, kasi ako before, I made a mistake. Pagpunta ko ng garden, I bought mga 25 plants na, yung mga common plants I want. And then I got overwhelmed. Parang half of them died just because I got too excited. Yung mga ganong tips na I usually say sa mga nagsastart.
Joanne has a nice question here. Joanne goes,
Yes.
what made you appreciate and collect plants?
What made me? Sorry.
Appreciate and collect
What
plants. How did they?
Um,
Yeah.
I started 12 when I was pregnant with my son. That was 12 years ago. And sabi ko lang, I had plants outside. Sabi ko, I wanted to do something. I'm kind of lazy to go out. So I started putting plants inside. So sabi ko, oh, it's nice to have that vibe of having, parang jungle inside your house. Ganon, I appreciate ko siya na parang I like the greens inside the house. So you can hear my daughter. And parang I don't know, I like living things around me a lot. Ganon. Parang it's a responsibility. Parang ang dami kong anak. Parang ganon yung feeling.
Actually, ganun rin, a lot of people have been telling me the same thing, and I'm starting to feel it, because now you feel the sense of responsibility. Because it started out with, like, I think one plant, and then eventually when I spoke to you, you sent that beautiful fortune plant, and then I started, I got into this whole, you get hooked, right? Then you have watering schedules and stuff. So parang talagang pet. It becomes like a pet. And how sensitive are these plants? Like, people say they sing to them, they talk to them. Does that actually work? Is there some therapy there?
Well, you can do that. There's nothing wrong talking to your plants, and but wala naman talagang magagawa yung sa plants.
Only
But
when they talk
the
back that you worry, no?
yeah. But imagine if they talk back. But yes, you can just thank them. Oh my God, thank you for growing, for like this. But the difference of having plants indoors is you really water them for a long time. Usually, ako for 10 days in basa pa. As long as that you can see the soil it's still wet. Especially if you don't, ako I have grow lights. So if you have a window, so they really dry longer. So you don't really water them scheduled. Like if they say 5 day every 5 days, but really if you touch them, if it's wet, then don't water. And actually your plants are good kasi they require minimal light lang. So your plants are okay. And then the spots of your plants are good for to live. They're actually hard to kill. So may mga ganun silang term, mga hard to kill, hard to saka what's nice when you go home, 'di ba? You feel like, "Oh my God, my plants they're waiting for you. I need to water."
And then yeah, especially but when one of the plants comes goes, and where have you been? Do you know what time it is? That's when it's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
what's a good starter plant for people? Is the fortune plant pretty durable and easygoing? Is that why you chose that to give to me because you knew I would probably kill anything else, or what do you recommend to start with if they're just like I don't have green thumbs but I want to learn?
Definitely yes, the fortune plant and the money tree. Usually, siguro I would advise yung may mga medyo chunky, have a branch, yung may mga stems para for longer water. Kasi iba, they really think, oh my God, they really worry about watering. Pero this mga medyo trees, it's minsan 12 days, matagal pa. For me, the best ones are that one. Yucca, you have yucca, I think. Your sensation, peace lilies, yung mga ganyan. Some succulents pwede, but some succulents kana medyo sensitive. And syempre, nandiyan ang cacti, kung meron ka, like on the corners, pwede sila. And then, they're drought tolerant. So, kahit hindi mo sila diligan ng 1 month, they'll be fine. And rubber tree, yan. The rubber tree kahit just window, not even sunny, pwede sila. Actually, madami. Palm tree, pwede rin, ganyan.
What were we looking at just before? Can you go back X and I'll ask, what's this setup here? I mean, is this your sunning area or is this really your display now? This plant, is that how many plants you keep there in one spot?
Gusto ko yung selling area. Actually, this one is less pa. This part is, I took a photo because it's medyo space, but it's usually crowded. These ones are my collections. I do collect now. Well, after 10 years, sabi ko, I deserve mga collectors. May mga ganun sila ngayon sa mga plants. They have collectors item na daw, ganyan. So, those are my mga from abroad. So, if you see, meron akong the grow lights. I have grow lights kasi even though it's window, I have plants on the side, so I need parang they're faster. Actually, I noticed they grow faster. So that's my you see my stand. I like planters and I like the poles. Like I use moss pole for growing. They're faster. Parang it's a live pole. Parang ganun.
So we seem to get a lot of trend of questions here about. What's your favorite plant? What's your most expensive plant? And if you want to answer your most expensive plant, what's the most expensive plant that you've helped somebody buy or that you know they sell that somebody's bought here?
My favorite one. Oh my God, that's my favorite photo. That's so much effort. This is on the left. If you see it, that's okay. They said why. It's so embarrassing to say it's worth 300,000. Everyone's like, "What? Are you crazy?" I would go, well, guys, because I've been planting for 12 years. So I cut what I do before I buy. I know, I plan my buying of plants. I cut na yung mga mahal. And then I propagate it. They call it propagation. So, and then I grow them. And then I sell them in the same price. So parang nakakabawi naman ako. So then this one is my favorite there is Monstera albo. So yung katabi ko siya on yung white. The one on if I'm facing left, the one white. because that's kind of
That
rare. That's 7 years
wow.
old. That's 7 years old na. Medyo, that's my oldest plant. So those are my
Well, that,
collection. The one in, yes, go ahead.
no, no, no. I was just fascinated by the collection and also the no the story about the price. I mean, it's all relative. If you can turn it into some kind of a business or sell it, then it's like anything, right? I mean, there are puppies that are at the same price. There's koi fish that's even higher than that, right? So you can get a koi pond and
Yes.
get a koi fish for way higher than that. But if you learn how to propagate them and then eventually learn to sell them, then you can make money out of that. Is that a specialized skill? Do you have to actually study for that, for doing that, or is that just trial and error? The selling part.
Well, you can. There's a lot of ways, naman. You can research, watch YouTube, and ask the professionals, talaga, the masters. I know some of mga nursery or owners. I ask them how to cut. I bring my plant there, and then, oh, okay, show me how to cut this and how to put rooting hormones. May mga ganun, may root hormones. So para mas mabilis sila mag-grow. And then what kind of soil? May mga what's that one is the most expensive plant. Oh my God, this one is not mine,
That
huh? I just borrowed
more,
it.
that's more
So
than
may
300.
that's a
This
million.
one. Oh yeah.
Yes, that's
Gosh.
1.1. Imagine. I just borrowed that. Sabi ko, can I hold it? They're like, sure. Actually, I go to this nursery to teach me. They do workshop for, for collectors, and they have an event next month. Basta for mga ganyan ganyan. So pretty wild. But yes,
My God.
propagation is something you have to learn para your plant won't die. Ganon.
Speaking of that propagation, we have a question here. Can you see the one on the screen? Oops. Don't. Why? Let's leave
It's
the one
here.
up. Bads up there. There you go. Bads core area. Do you plan to
Do
sell your
you
propagated
do
plants? You kind of answered that. And the examples, I don't want to try and pronounce the second one.
synapses, parang ganun.
There
Well,
you
yes,
go.
I actually do. I've been selling siguro 5 years na. Pero I have this private chat and groups na I sell them. I just send them photos and videos. But because I only have one or two, I don't have like yung mga sellers na they have stocks. So I have a few lang that if I send them right away, it's sold. So I'm planning to do online, pero when I'm ready, because I know online they will sell. Plants will always sell. But for now, private selling lang. It's parang for close friends, ganun.
What about do you put plants in the bedroom? Do you sleep with plants as well?
I used
That
to.
is it like
I used to. But kasi pag aircon, they will die. It's just too cold for them. So
uh,
I have in the bathroom. I do have in the bathroom.
bathroom? Okay, so are there any
Yeah.
plants to avoid? Is there such a thing of plants that give off, let's say, toxic fumes and stuff? I mean, I know that I have, I think, a welcome plant that they're like would keep that away from the dog or try and lift it up because if the dogs bite it, they can get a little toxicness. Is there any plants we should watch out for?
Yes, there's a few. Actually, there's a lot. There's a lot of yeah, the welcome plant. Yes, but it's not naman something that your dog will
You
die.
have to
But
kill.
once they eat it every day, na ganon. Parang one time they'll probably itch, yung mga itchy, and then mga ganun lang. Pero for humans naman, I know when you cut them and then you get the parang just anything na dumikit sa'yo, may itchy, and then meron this one, they call it this plant, Dieffenbachia. This one is when hindi naman eat ha, basta nahawakan mo siya, may nectar siya na pag nahawakan mo, then you get parang swollen throat, may mga ganon. Pero as long as you don't eat it, I think you're safe. Kasi I have plants here na medyo ganon, toxic. So may poisonous, mga ganon. Pero I don't touch them. So that's why I have gloves.
Oh, cool. So, I mean, now that is this in your 10 years of you said 10 years you've been doing this, right?
Yes.
In the 10 years you've been doing this, is this the most interest you've seen the public have in plants, or does this come in waves? Like every time there's a pandemic?
No, just now, just this year, starting mid March. I was
That's
no,
crazy.
sabi ko, oh my god. Yes, even the prices. Oh my god, I don't know how. I bought this Monstera 7 years ago for 4,500. Now, if you see mine, someone's buying it for 100K. And that's bargain pa ha. They said, I want a bargain for 100K. I'm like, I don't want to even sell because I'm connected to the plants. Pero ganon, they're willing to spend so much now for plants just because, maybe it makes them feel, like happy. I don't know, like the satisfaction of having a rare plant. Mga ganon.
Yeah, well, to each his own. You can't hate on that. If it brings you
Yeah.
happiness and doesn't hurt anybody, then I
Yeah.
say go forth and multiply. Do what you have to do. Let's change gears a little bit because you're so much more than just plants. I mean, you're known now for plants because there's a plant craze. But before there was a plant craze, you were a fitness buff, and you're also not everyone might know a race car driver, and a very good one at that. Let's talk a little bit about your experience at the Vios Cup. What was that like? Number one, racing wheel to wheel, which is really scary because it's totally legit. I mean, this is real racing.
Yes.
And then number two, racing against your husband.
Yes, my first audition talaga. We auditioned with Casey and Troy, and I wasn't like, you sabi ko, oh yeah, yeah, I'll go for it because I know how to drive, but not really expecting to get in. And then they said, yeah, you're getting in, but not Troy and Casey. I'm like, oh, because I wanted like a
Oh,
family thing. So yeah, I'm like, oh, it's but my first year was the parang the hardest because I don't know. It's just weird to say I'm a mom and I'm like so careful. I'm used to like, I know, parang super careful driving. Sabi nga ni Troy, no, but when you drive in racing, just put it out. Don't think that you're a mom. You gotta drive. You just have to know what you're doing and listen to your coach, your instructor. That was my parang the first year is my deciding thing. Oh, am I gonna be a racer? May mga ganun ako nung first year ko. Then my second year, that's it. Sabi ko, oh my God, I miss racing. I miss the adrenaline. Maybe yung once, alam mo yung sabi nila, while it's gone, then nandun yung sisi mo. Sabi ko, oh my God, I want
mhm.
another one. I want to redeem myself. I wasn't really, I have to admit, para I wasn't really trying my best. Parang feeling ko parang, I'm scared. I was scared. But second year yun na. Sabi ko, okay, I've got to do this.
You got a lot of podiums in your second year. I remember you were like consistently, heading up on the podium. Is there anything that you learned there that has benefited you in real life? Did you learn anything about yourself, whether it's driving skill or just the personal strength you might have revealed?
Um, for me, it's something personal talaga. Na parang, it doesn't mean na you're not into it. You'll stop yourself. Parang, it's not my forte. It's not my thing. But you will never know until you try. That's so true. Na when I was there, sabi ko, no, but when I tried driving, racing, sabi ko, until now, we watch F1. And I said, you know what? I like drive. I love racing. And for me, this is something that it taught me a lot, like being patient with driving and communication, discipline, even yung physical. Sabi ko, oh my God, I thought I'm so fit, pero when in racing, oh my God, it really drains you, your stamina, your more of your inside, your mind talaga. So sabi ko, I need to focus. I need to, kasi sa racing pala, oh my God, your focus, talagang literally your focus ha, kailangan mo. So sabi ko, actually ang dami ko natutunan.
Actually, I love the way you also said that as a fitness buff and you're one of the fittest people I know, you still gave the respect for racing. That's a different level of fitness because it's the
Yes.
kind of concentration that you need. I mean, I'm sure you could probably do more, sit-ups and squats, whatever, but that to have that mental concentration in the heat and the vibration, and it can really take its toll on you. So I'm glad that you gave that respect to racers because they don't often get enough credit for the kind of physical exertion that they have to do or how fit they need to become a really good racer. And also, which I always tell everybody, so I'm so happy you said the same thing, you learn to kind of appreciate well, driving, you're not as hot-headed. Would you agree when you go back on the road? Parang you left it all at the track. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Oh my God. Saka when I'm driving now and in the streets, I don't have to prove anything. It's good. I'm fine. As long as I'm driving, I'm gonna go where I'm going. So it's okay. Chill. Ganun lang.
There you go. Because that's a message that I've always consistent with racing is that I brought my kids into racing early precisely to respect speed, because you'll never really respect it until you kind of go off the track. You need to kind of go over the limit to be able to find out where it is and respect it. But when you don't do that and you watch too much Fast and the Furious, yeah, it can end in tears, because you think you can just go and you drive with bad habits and you don't respect the speed. Once you do it in a safe environment like racing, you learn, okay, there's a limit to everything, and you require patience. You have to go slow in order to go fast. You can't just do everything like, you have to study it slowly and build yourself up, and discipline is always key. So that's
Yes.
I'm glad we shared those things. We're running out of time though, because we also have a mega raffle to do. But what's next for Aubrey, or what do we look forward to from Aubrey? Is it more plans? Do you have any projects coming up? Is there anything you want to share with people?
I was supposed to shoot a movie, but I guess we're still waiting for it. Pero I'm fine. I'll be doing more of our YouTube channel now. We're focusing because we stopped for a while after the lockdown, so we don't have help in the house. So it's just me and Troy and the kids. So now we're kind of getting into it again. So we're gonna be busy with our YouTube channel from family fitness. We're gonna do a fitness YouTube video. So every week we're gonna post for you guys. And the planting, I'm gonna teach now again because I'm just doing it on Instagram. So now we're gonna do it on YouTube and family stuff and sharing. And hopefully later on we're gonna do a pre-workout meal, mga easy for everyone. So more of on the fitness and family stuff too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us, Aubrey Miles. You are an absolute legend. We thank you for that. I think the plant behind me. We wish you more power. May your tribe increase and may your plants grow. And we hope to see you again very soon. In the meantime, you can check Aubrey out on the following social media platforms. What's your Instagram and what's your YouTube?
So if you have any questions about fitness and planting, follow me on Miles Aubrey and on Instagram, and Aubrey Sandel Aubrey is my real name on Facebook, but more on Instagram and our YouTube channel, Living with Troy and Aubrey. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll teach you a lot about family, planting, fitness, and everything else. Thank you, guys. Thanks, James.
Thanks, Aubrey Miles. You're a legend. Regards to Troy and the rest of the fam. That was the one and only Aubrey Miles. Thank you. It was so cool sharing all that time with her. The plants, my God, did you believe I'm over ₱1 million for a plant? Crazy stuff. You know what? That's, I think because of the expense of that, I think we need to calm ourselves down with something free. And for that, we go over to Free Plug Friday. X, what you got in the box there, X?
Hi, Tito James. We actually have a lot in store once again, but before we go through them, I just want to say hi to all the Titoclockers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. All right, I hope everyone is safe and dry, especially after the super typhoon, but now feast your eyes on the screen. Tito James, at this stage, it's now really hard to imagine starting Free Plug Friday without...
Can I take a wild guess?
All right, go ahead, go for it.
Coffee?
All right, Tito James, that's true. Coffee VOPH offers premium coffee beans such as the Barako, Benguet, Arabica, and flavored coffee like the mocha, vanilla, caramel, and hazelnut. Which one of these do you think is interesting to try?
Well, firstly, let me just say, coffee is a very individual thing. So you cannot have too many flavors. Coffee has personality. So if you're into your coffee, you're gonna search far and wide to find the right one. So you can never have too much coffee is what I'm saying. Now, back to your question, which one I find interesting? Obviously, the flavored ones are interesting, but I think as a purist, I'll go straight for the Benguet, because not just is it, it's real coffee, it's also I want to support local, and you're supporting farmers. farmers, and you're supporting different levels and chains of the business, from the distribution to the actual farming. Everybody wins there.
That's true, James. Guys, price starts at 220 pesos for the 250 grams of coffee. Again, support local farmers. Coffee BOPH on Facebook and Instagram. Next, how about having a fresh batch of baked sisig and Thai mango sticky rice at the comfort of home?
Whoa, back up.
Yes.
In the same plate? In the same dish?
No, separate.
Separate. I was going to say that's ultimate fusion naman. That's a little too fusionish for me. Sisig and sticky mango. Okay, as long as they're just separate dishes. Oh, that's awesome. Is that the sisig that Alex had?
Yes, that's the one. That's
Alex is
the
my
big sisig.
eldest, and it was gone in 60 seconds.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Not even enough time to take a photo.
We just had like a few shots, but I guarantee that he gave 2 thumbs up when we asked him how it was. Because the baked sisig comes with Japanese rice and topped with sisig.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's free from MSG, preservatives, and even extenders. Tita J.
He wasn't sharing. I mean, like, he really did not even make an offer of Japanese rice with sisig.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That's pretty good, Tita James. For the Thai mango sticky rice. Again,
Two separate dishes.
Two separate dishes again.
Separate dishes.
Right, guys, check it out. Big sisig on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we move on to desserts. Tita James, Keto Queen. Do you remember the cakes that I
You
sent?
are my keto queen. Yeah, look, keto for Tito is always going to be a winner because I'm perpetually on a diet. So this was, you know what? I didn't know yet because I didn't see the box or the tin until after. So when I was eating it, I was judging it as a real cake.
Right.
And I was already impressed. I thought this is a good cake. And then when you told me it was keto, I was like, oh man, that is special.
That is special indeed. And
the chocolate.
a chocolate.
Decadent? Is it decadent?
That's the decadent cake. That's actually pretty good. It actually melts in your mouth, and actually it's.
So was the Snickers then? The Snickers was also very interesting.
Oh, the Snickers cheesecake was good. Yeah.
You're like, okay, that was interesting. But if I was going to go one, I think it was decadent.
Uh-huh.
But it was also very nice because of the cheese, custard. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it
Feel free.
guilt-free too. And they only have as low as 4 grams per serving in terms of carbs, guys. So hope you can check them out. Keto Queen PH on Facebook and Instagram. Now let's go to disinfectants because you can never have too many of them, right?
Yeah, it's a pandemic. Like I said, it's 2 things I do in the morning: coffee and then spray something. Not necessarily always in that order, right? So you can never have too many. This one is
Idea disinfectant. Right, it's based in the South and it offers disinfectants that come in different, say, shapes and sizes.
Yes, I can see the different types of bottles and stuff. Now, I'm no scientist or a chemical engineer or anything like that, so I don't know exactly what's in here and all that. But let's just take it at face value. Having a disinfectant that doesn't smell is always nice. Not everyone likes the smell of alcohol. Some people are comforted by it because it smells clean, but others are kind of offended by it.
Yeah, that's true.
So at least you have varieties. So yeah, I'll give you more of an update once I use it a bit more around the house.
Guys, hope you check out Hygiene Disinfectant on Instagram. Last but not least, we go to Instabuy. So Instabuy.ph is a website that offers different items such as this UV disinfection lamp with ozone that can sanitize up to 40 square meters and even has a remote control with a set time. How cool is that, Tito James?
I'm just looking at it now. I'm just playing with it now. Oh wow, this is. I'm glad you told me this was not a decorative lamp because it could pass as one.
True.
If I put that on, it's not. This is something you'd want to turn on when nobody's in the house.
That's true, Tito James. Yeah.
Right. So it is something. It's another form of disinfecting your place. So, but we just have to be sure that people know that this is not the kind of thing you leave on, right?
With your eyes open.
With your eyes open, etc. So this is the kind of thing that you would turn on when you go out of the house.
Leave for lunch,
maybe
say.
for lunch, or maybe even overnight, but it has a timer.
Yeah.
Just use a timer.
That's true.
So it'll blast up to a 40 square meter place, and using the UV light that will kill the viruses, etc. That is how this thing works. But here's the best part.
But it's not even. Are you gonna be the one to break the
Wait,
news?
there's more.
All right, break the news to that. Break the news.
Well, there's no better news on Free Plug Friday than an extra surprise raffle. All right, so our good friends there from Instabuy.ph have thrown in one of these things for raffle. It's worth $15.95, so $1,595. But and that's sale price till November 15, by the way, on Shopee. But somebody here today is going to be, and today, right, like
Today.
this. Wow.
After the show.
All right, so now is the time to make some sip to Rocket. Rocket will be drawing it.
All right, guys. Instabuy PH has a sale from November 15. For those who want to check it out, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and Shopee, instabuy.ph. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Stay safe and dry for now, Tito Clockers. Peace out. Happy weekend. Bye.
You know what's coming, right? You know what's coming. It's Rocket the Raffle Dog. Woo! Bum, bum, bum. Yeah! Woohoo! All right, Rocket the Raffle Dog. What do we raffle off today? Oh, look at him. He's licking me again. Rocket the Raffle Dog. Firstly, before we even get to that, we got to give Rocket some props, some credit. Rocket has been syndicated as a raffle dog outside Titoclock. He's already conducted 2 raffles for a multinational company. Actually, I have a picture of that. You happen to have something on standby there. All right, check this out. Rocket has been syndicated. Look at this cute little face. Has been syndicated as a raffle dog for like multinational companies. We're talking like absolute, like big events, right? Where they get international speakers and stuff. There was a special request for this little guy over here to draw out the prize. Oh, we got to show it. Okay. I don't know if you can see it there. All right, let's see. There's there you go. You see Rocket the green screen? He's there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That was a big event. That was with directors and everything, and Rocket there, the lucky raffle dog. But he's still original. This Titoclock is still his home, and he's going to be drawing out 1 lucky raffle draw on Friday the 13th. Two lucky raffle draws on Friday the 13th. One of them is this, which is a Transcend Dashcam. You can never, I don't drive blind, folks. I always say, make sure you always keep something like this in their car. You can never trust what's going on out there. You always have an extra set of eyes. And then the other one is going to be that UV light that's going to clean up all the germs and stuff in your house, and will clean up to a 40 square meter place. And also, like they also said, they're having a Shopee sale, right? X on up until the 15th. So check them out as well. That's instabuy.ph. And we'd like to thank them for sponsoring this raffle prize. And Rocket, all you have to do now is do your ultra famous press of that button. Boom. There. Feeling it? Are you feeling the tension, Rocket? Are we going to syndicate you? Or are you going to be like an official international raffle dog? Good. UV disinfection lamp first goes to Jamar Ocampo per box now. Woo! Rocket is. And our grand prize. Oh, Rocky, sorry. Apparently, you got to do it twice because they just want to see your hairy paws. Joseph Louis Alcantara. You are the Transcend Dashcam winner, and congratulations to you guys for that. That is pretty awesome news. We're going to end with a very bizarre Free Plug Friday story. Do you think I can share that yet, X? He's saying, yeah. All right. Normally, I wasn't planning to do this. I wasn't planning to share this story because, good Free Plug Friday is such a good vibe event and good vibe, should I say, segment. And but we have really bizarre interaction with a Free Plug Friday person. I'm not going to mention any names, of course, but the only reason I'm bringing this up is hopefully we can kind of learn from this. We don't want to ruin something good, is what I'm saying. So Free Plug Friday, the whole idea of it, as everybody knows, you can contact us through Instagram, Deaconitis. Pop a message over, and we will help you promote your product for absolutely free. We don't want anything back. If you want to send your product over so we can photograph it and try it, well, that's up to you. It helps, of course, but it's optional. It's not mandatory. We just want to help you guys out and not cost you any money. We want to get you back on your feet. So this has been going on all throughout the pandemic, most of it anyway, and it's been going really well. I mean, there's a backlog till next year, no? So there's a backlog till next year, and it's fine. I mean, it's going great. Well, we had a very strange interaction with one of them who gave some food items, small little food items, like, little condiments and stuff like that. And sent it over, asked me to try it, like literally asked, can you please try this and can you raffle some off? So did the photographs, produced a segment, tried a little bit of it, as we do it every Free Plug Friday, and put it out there, and then shared the link with the person and said, okay, here's the raffle winner, and this is the name, and they're reaching out, so can you hook them up? Well, would you believe they charged us for it? Even Rocket was, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, they charged us for the prize that they were giving to the person. Yeah, 1,000 pesos. No, it's 1,400, and they said we'll give you a discount of 1,000. So we're like, you expect? So we're supposed to buy the prize for this? Is okay? So that's how it works, right? Okay, it's 2020. Anything's possible now. So don't do that. I mean, this is a favor and it's free. It's supposed to be free all sides. You don't charge people to do you a favor and then it's your. I think you get the gist. Yes, yes. Don't want to get too negative about it, but we were like exactly like that. What? And then it was like, okay, we will. The little items were worth 1,400, and they were saying, so you have to buy it for the raffle. I said, well, why? And they said, because we already sent over for Tito James. And he said, yeah, because you wanted him to try it, but he can't try it and then give it away as a raffle prize. There's nothing worse than winning half-eaten food. I mean, it's not how I was brought up. You don't give away half-eaten food as a raffle prize. So a little bizarre. We're all a little bit confused over here. Just as a warning, don't do that. Not cool. Even Rocket was like, say what? No, not cool. Anyway, so that was the story of the day. And no hate, just a little, I wanted to share it because it was bizarre. Okay, but we still want to continue to love because it does help a lot of people. And, nothing is better payback. We don't expect money. We are not asking for money. We would never ask for money on a Free Plug Friday because if you did, you have to change the name free to something else, right? So we won't do that. But on the same token, let's just give others a chance because it does help them. The best payback you can give us is say that it helped your business. If it helped your business, that's all the pay we need. That's exactly what we do it for. And that's what Rocket likes. So we got to keep Rocket happy. All right. So there we go. Thanks, Brent. You're right. This is sometimes why we can't have nice things. And my it's not cool, right? I was really in two minds about sharing it. I thought, should we? I mean, because it's good vibes, but dude. Anyway, it's out there. So that's how we're going to sort of end up. Rocket here is all puffed out from drawing two. No, we won't name it. We wouldn't do that because it's counterproductive. We're not here to hurt or shame people. It's not how we, even if it's technically a very bad thing to do or a very off thing to do, two wrongs don't make a right. We won't do that. But yeah, if you happen to be watching, don't. That wasn't cool. Okay. All right. Well, no, you know what we did? That's a good question, Hoops. Well, X said yes, just because she was like, no, I mean, this is too bizarre. If you're asking us to pay, all fine. Just send us where to send the money. And that's when they said, okay, it's 1,400, but we'll give it to you for 1,000 because they're nice people. And then they said, but there's a third option if you want. We'll sponsor the 1,000 pesos worth of goodies. But you do another feature and name the page again. So I think X said we'll just pay na lang. But I think instead what we're going to do is the non-eaten parts. And then we'll work something out with the raffle winner. Just happened today. So there you go. That's the story for the day. Rocket says bye. Rocket, look at these all huffed and puffed. No, man. I can't give a clue. Kawawa naman. Maybe they just didn't mean it. Maybe they just don't have... but even if you don't understand how the industry works, it's how humans work. How do humans work? You don't do that to other humans, regardless of what industry. And that brings us to the end of the program. So till next Friday, guys, stay safe, stay dry, stay kind, and keep washing those hands because there's still a pandemic out there. And we do want to see you back next week. Nothing would break our heart more than if you were not there or not well. So from all of us here, especially Rocket, good night, happy weekend, and be kind to one another. Bye.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop